Yeah, yeah, Omar, you've been great. I've been very happy. I was telling people before you logged on that you were having trouble with the internet and that maybe Gaza as a whole was having problems because I haven't had a single refugee try to log on, and there were at least half a dozen refugee families who said they were going to come, and so
Yeah.
but you're the only person, and you usually have better internet than most other people. So, unfortunately, I don't know what's going to happen. I hope I get to hear from some other people too. But
Sorry, my
Inshallah,
toddler
they
is
will
here.
join. I mean, yeah. Hello, Cassie. Rise and shine.
so, nice to see you, Cassandra. Hope you're doing well.
Yes, thank you.
And we have one new person, Emma, who hasn't been here before. And
Hello.
so, Emma, I've done. A few months ago, I decided to contact people in Gaza, refugees, and write stories about them. So uh, uh, Omar was one of the earliest people, and I actually still have a story that I haven't finished that's been going on forever about him. But Anwar was the first, and then I had a story about the women in Gaza, and then there's a Jewish American magazine that's doing a story on our meetings, which will include Omar, and it should be out this month. But it's Omar has been very instrumental in helping everybody feel comfortable in the meetings, because although I've gotten used to and I've gone through a lot, so I don't have any of the apprehension about talking to refugees anymore, even if they're still in Gaza. But having someone like Omar there who is so full of joy and laughter, and I mean, I'll tell you, every day he works really, really hard. He's got three little children. The oldest are toddlers, and it's 10 o'clock at night there, and it's still, he's on there, and he looks really happy and upbeat, where most other people would just be knocked out and wouldn't want to do this. But he's been very helpful, and yeah, he's just been really great. So we really appreciate him. And what we usually do around here is I invite different refugees' families to come and people to come and listen to their stories. We offer donations that if people want to donate to their GoFundMe campaigns, they can. And I mean, usually the meetings are really nice. They work out really well. Unfortunately, as I said, I think the internet's really bad there because I haven't had any refugees try to join. So that's unfortunate, but there's nothing I can do about that. I'm really happy that we've been able to have the meetings as they have been so far, because I didn't think I'd get people. The internet would be good enough at any week to get people to join. And this is, I think, the seventh meeting that we've had, starting off with Roy wanted to meet somebody from Gaza. So I thought Omar, he's the guy. Omar's the guy whose presence calmed me and was able me to be able to accept what's going on without too much apprehension. And uh, uh, his mannerisms have like influenced all of us, and he's really been a blessing.
It's wonderful to be able to be here to join you, to meet you, Omar. And I'd love to hear more of what's going on there. I haven't been there for 30 years. I was there during the first Intifada, and I documented and researched human rights abuses with the Palestine Aid Society and the Palestinian Solidarity Committee as the only Jew among them at the time. And I wrote about it. I came back to the States, told people about it, was completely cut off, was hated for anything that I did. I wrote a play. It's now a podcast that's online. Anybody can hear it. It's free. And yeah, I recently just had 2 poems published about the situation, and I haven't taken this off since October 7th. But still, you know, like strangers in New York City come up to me and some are like, hey, great keffiyeh. And like one of my neighbors said to me yesterday, oh, that's what those kids are wearing at Columbia. You know, like it finally dawned on her what this is. And it just made me so sad because I was like, really? So like all these Americans are just clueless until, you know, until the kids at Columbia have done what they've done. We're in New York. So not far from Columbia. And that's how, you know, this lady put together like what I was doing in the park every day with my dog and my keffiyeh. So people are
Yeah.
starting to wake up, but it has taken a long time. I'm sorry it has taken so much out of the Palestinians. I mean, it's just horrible. So yeah.
There will be an end for this war soon, inshallah. So we have this ambition to kill any kind of rock here in Gaza. And the kufiyya really looks so amazing on you. I like it so much.
Thank you. There's one on my chair too. In case it's, you know, in case I'm not wearing it, I teach, I have classes, I have clients, I work here, you know, so there's always a keffiyeh here.
Yeah. I wanted to send a kufiyya for my friend Cassie as well.
I should get
One
one.
day I hope I can deliver that kufiyya to. Yeah, you should get one kufiyya to you
Yeah.
too. And it will look so amazing on you too.
Yeah, I
It
just put
just
mine on.
resembled and for you too, Eric, of course. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So I love
Hi.
you all, guys. You're really doing a great job transferring the image and your solidarity to our case. And this is something so amazing what you're doing. I'm so proud of all of you. You have done so much beautiful things to the Palestinian people and our
Mhm.
Palestinian case. So
Thank you,
we
Ron.
have Rawan. We have one of the Palestinians here now, whose name is Rawan.
Hello. Hi,
Welcome,
everyone.
Rawan. Can you hear us?
I don't hear.
Welcome.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Rawan Al Juaidi.
Oh,
I am 27 years old. I am a pharmacist, and uh, in the light of the war, I lost my home. I lost my business. I lost everything. I lost business husband, and I am afraid lost my baby. Sorry. Um, and make the GoFundMe to good birth to go birth outside Gaza. عارفة أحكي. ممكن ترجم لهم أنا عملت
ان شاء الله.
يعني
اذا بدك تحكي شغله، اذا بدك تحكي اي شغله احكي وخذ راحتك وانا بساعدك، ما تقلق يعني.
يعني بس
هلا
أنا
انت
حاطة
انت
بعض
انت كنت
النقاط
شغاله، انت شغاله، انت بتقولي انا البزنس تبعك فارماسيست، انت شغاله فارماسيست، تمام؟
pharmacist by
يعني
pharmacist.
الصيدليه لإلك هي ولا
صيدلية
الصيدليه انتوا
كملت
يعني زوجك
ماجستير كملت ماجستير
صاحبك زوج
ودرست.
الصيدليه؟
لا زوجي هو محامي لكن قلة فرص العمل يعني اشتغل، عمل صالون، مشروع صالون في بيته اسمه صالون أحمد للحلاقة، وصالونه راح. وكمان اشتغل بالإضافة
صالون
لهذا
ايش؟ صالون احلاء
عشان
يعني؟
صالون حلاقة كهواية، لأن فيش في علمك المحامين ما فيش شغل في غزة.
تمام
ف...
تمام
آه فاضطر
تمام
إنه يشتغل صالون أحمد الحلاقة عشان يقدر يعيش مع يعني. وبنفس الوقت
تمام
اشتغل في مشروع تاني في الكهرباء، وبرضه انحرقت الشركة وراح كل شيء يعني. فمش ضايل إشي، مش ضايل إلنا إشي
ربنا
أصلا في
يعوض
غزة.
عليك، ربنا ان شاء الله
إيه،
يعوض عليك وعلى الجميع. احنا عشان
يعني
نقتل الجمود يعني ما بدنا نضل نحكي بلغه ثانيه هو مش فاهميننا، فلازم يستوعبوا انه احنا لازم يفهموا الكلام اللي احنا بنحكيه.
صحيح.
So Rawan wanted to tell everyone that she has lost her job as a pharmacist, and her husband is working as a bar in a barber shop, and he's got it as his own business. So they couldn't continue making like living this beautiful life because everything has been destroyed. And I guess her husband is a lawyer. He works as a lawyer. So so he didn't he couldn't find he didn't work the right way for his job, for his own job, because he wasn't having the possibility to work. So he found out that he should work as a barber shop, like make his own barber shop.
Mm. Now no income for me and for my husband. كمان no income on the war، من بداية الحرب يعني، احكي له من the light of the war no income، يعني ما فيش no
Yeah,
no money.
since
آه.
they're not receiving any money since the beginning of October the 7th. That's because they don't have any kind of work. They don't have any job. So so من وين انت بتدبري حالك في الفلوس طيب مثلا؟
قاعدة مع أهله شوية، مع أهلي شوية يعني. إحنا ممكن يعني مش مستقلين في أشياء كنا محوشينها قبل الحرب، يعني كنت محوشة جزء، بس هلأ في الحرب كل شيء الأجزاء راحت. الناس اللي معهم فلوس خبط، اللي كان معهم ماني بطل معهم ماني.
تمام.
علبة.
She's
بالضبط.
she's de- she's depending on she's depending on her savings before war, and unfortunately, this saving money uh is not standing long because she's running out of the money now.
وهي فرصتي اني انا اطلع برا واكمل الدراسه، بقول لهم ان عندها رساله. انا احكي بانجلش، انا كتبت اشياء الي بالانجلش، بس شويه دقيقه واحده. 1 minute just 1 minute.
مش مشكلة، تفضلي.
ثواني بس. I am Rawan Al-Juaidi. I live in Gaza. I am 27 years old. I work as a pharmacist. I got married a few months before the war, and now I am pregnant. In the light of the war, I have lost everything. I lost my home, my safe haven, and I lost my job. It has completely destroyed. I am now afraid of losing my child, and which is what promoted me to start the campaign. In the light of the weak capability of hospitals in Gaza and the lack of complete medical care for pregnant women and children, I need to leave Gaza quickly and give birth safely and securely. I am tired of everything, from the war and the air pollution and the water pollution and the highest price of everything, and the shortage of things like fruits. My husband cannot bring me fruits because they don't exist the fruits. There is no health care for pregnant women and children. If you want to go to the hospital, you will see death everywhere. Personally, my body trembles at the sight of the blood. During the war, gas wasn't available, and we cooked food on firewood. And I am pregnant, and the smell of firewood and smoke suffocate my chest and makes me short of breath. My husband, I were exposed uh, irritation disease in my body and my husband body, and I started taking medication for it. And the temperature of the tent was strong and caused me to suffocate. And the tent has insects and worm everywhere, which made me constantly vomiting because of the sight, and I couldn't sleep. My husband doesn't have the salary, and no money has come to us since the war. Now I ask you to help me get out of the night of this nightmares that I am living in. I cannot stay in this country, and I want to give birth to my child in the safe place with the clean air, free of any pollution, to protect him
What?
from. This is my story, simplest.
Thank you, Rowan. I was going to put up your GoFundMe so we can see pictures of you and your husband and your apartment. There we
Your
go.
voice is static. Yeah.
This is.
What was that, Omar?
When you're speaking, I hear like static voice.
سمعتش بتحكي عمر والله.
Do you want to read this,
لا
Rowan?
انت
Can you...
صوتك واضح. read.
هاي احكي الاشي بحكي لي ولا كيف؟
اقرأي بقول لك you wanna read this, you wanna read it,
صح.
go ahead and read it.
الصوت. Hi, my name is me. I am Ahmed has has instructed with I
We're having problems hearing you, Rowan. Do you want to read it, Omar? Can you hear us, Omar?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. I was having problems hearing Rowan. I don't hear her at all now. And I think she left, so she must got dropped off due to bad reception. But do you want to read this, and we can just
Good in reading.
go on to
I will
Diana.
do that.
Yeah, go ahead and read it, and then we'll go on to Diana.
Okay, hi, my name is Medina Jushum, I don't know, from the USA. I am starting this GoFundMe on behalf of Rawan and her husband, Ahmed Rawan, unable to set up an account due to local restrictions, has entrusted me with this responsibility. I have personally verified the situation through a video chat, witnessing first-hand and devastating destruction. The buzzing sound of the surveillance drone, and the day challenges they face. Rawan is 27, pregnant with her first child. They were displaced multiple times. Currently, they are sheltering in Rafah, and Israel army is expected to siege their home at any moment. Help Rawan's little family to escape Gaza to find safety home. Any donation, big or small, will contribute, securing future for them. Please read the message from Rawan. Hello, I'm Rawan Al Jaidi, and
here.
together with my husband, yeah, Can you hear us?
جيت مرة تانية. Hello, I am Rawan Al-Juaidi, and together with my husband Ahmed, I am living through a nightmare in Gaza. As I write this sound, as I write this, the sound of explosion remind us of the urgency to live, to seek a future where our unborn child Aboud can grow up in safety and peace. This me and my husband. And this barber shop of Ahmed. Next, yeah, Eros. Next, Eros.
Yes.
Eros. Next. This my tent.
I think you need to
And
scroll,
this my
Eros.
barber shop.
Just scroll it down.
After the war. After the war. هذا الشوب بعد الحرب. After the war is shop. And the barber shop of Ahmed قبل before the war and after. Our story.
Yeah.
Sorry, our story.
He's showing you the image of the barber shop before and after October the 7th.
Please, Eros, can put in barber shop. The word in a barber shop. احكي له بس يحط على
كملي قراءة يا.
Our family has been
Can you
displaced
scroll up?
with each displacement stripping away what little we had left. We now find ourselves in Rafah, where every day is a battle against severe, with no access to adequate medical care and the constant threats of violence. Our situation is beyond horrible. We need your help. We need to escape this war and reach safely to Egypt, not just for survive, to provide a chance for our child. Our story about love, dreams, and now it's about survival. Ahmed, my husband, once a passionate liar and later a barber shop by necessity.
Lawyer. Okay.
Your support can save our life, the life of a child born from the bombing and violence. Every donation brings to closer to safety, closer to hope. Please us, help us. Leave behind horrors of war for a life where we can breathe, hope, dreams again. Thank you for your kindness and support. Thank you for hearing me, for listening me.
Thank you, Rawan.
Thank you.
So in a minute, I'm going to put Diana up and we can hear from her. Diana is a nice young woman who taught English before the invasion from Israel, and she is helping 3 different families. I think they're all related to her in some way, but the number of the adults have been killed. So she's helping take care of all these younger people, and she's fundraising on behalf of all of them. And we've communicated on and off for probably a month now, and she's getting better. I think this situation is very hard for her to come online and talk, but she's, let's see. There's a new message. All right. I will see you soon, Omar. So anyways, let me, Diana, just let me know when you're ready to talk. You can press unmute and I will go get your GoFundMe to share that soon. So just let me know. Hi, Diana. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. How are you? How are you guys?
I'm doing good. I'm doing very good. Thank you.
I am Diana, a Palestinian from Gaza. currently displaced in a tent in Rafah. I urgently reach out to you as my family faces the devastating impact of the ongoing war in Gaza. Our home is burned and after that destroyed. Our job, our jobs lost, and we are in great need of your assistance to ensure the safety of my family and our children. Sleeping in a tent and on the street is a very oppressive thing. I don't want anything. I only need to save my family and our children of genocide. I don't want to lose anyone from of my family, as happened with my relative Hala Hamada, who lost her entire family before her eyes and was left alone. We are afraid that this annihilation will happen to us. My family suffers from very painful things due to sleeping in a tent, hepatitis disease, malnutrition, shared bathroom with many people, polluted water, insects, and allergies that spread in our bodies. My little brother Hashim and cousins Eileen, Ratil, Lama, and Yara have been deprived of their basic rights, their childhood home, schools, education, and the joy of playtime. Their lives now revolve around the streets, filled with fire and dread from continuous Israel. Bombardment, their painful questions echo, the war end when we all die? Will we ever return to our home and toys? And countless other unanswerable quarrels. I hope you can help us save our children from this last existence. To escape the grip of an annihilating war, my family of 17 members urgently requires $90,000. This amount to $5,000 per person and $205,000 for each child, covering the costly journey from Gaza to Egypt during this perilous time. Please consider donating to us. Your support means everything to us. Thank you. Do you listen me?
Eros, are you there?
I want to watch our tent and my family. We are
Yes.
live.
Omar needs to be let into the meeting, please.
What? Eros, are you listening me?
Yeah, yeah. Please keep
I
talking.
want to watch. I want to watch our tent and our life in a tent. My family sleeping in a tent.
Mm-hmm.
This and no electricity.
I'm back, guys.
Dog. This my little brother Hashim, 5 years old.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
And this our tent.
What I've noticed from Diana is that the families really stick together very closely, and even though they have like so many children and not enough adults to take care of them, all the family members, all the like older children really pitch in to take care of the younger children, and they're just like a really wonderful group of people who are very kind-hearted and caring. And Diana I wish we could talk to all of them, but Diana is the one who really has the best English. And many of them are, of course, sleeping because it's about 10:30
And the
at
insects,
night here. Go ahead.
and the insects everywhere. Do you watch?
Yeah, we can see them. They look like giant flies.
Every morning we see this. Every night, every
How hot during the
I want
day is it
I,
getting there
I,
now?
I want to watch a bathroom in the street. Okay,
Okay.
just minute.
So Diana used to run classes teaching English to students before the invasion from Israel.
This our kitchen. My father sleeping here. And I walk distance along to go to the bathroom on the street.
هل انت تطلع
This not life. Okay, thank you. I want to support us, please.
Hey Diana, how many people share that bathroom?
We are 17 individuals.
And do you guys have a place to go
You
take a
have-
shower?
What?
Do you have a place to take a shower?
Every 15 days,
Okay.
we take a shower because a little of water and so the insects every
Yeah, we see
morning,
'em.
every night, we see insects. We suffer of this.
Do your family have any medical problems that's been made worse by the being forced to be in the refugee camp?
What, Eros? I don't understand because my language is not enough.
Um,
I am don't know to hear in English.
Say say it again, Eros, please. Say it again.
عمر ساعدني
um,
إذا كنت بفهم مظبوط في الإنجليزي لو سمحت، لأنه أنا مش كتير الصراحة لسماع الإنجليزي
كل
بالأمريكي.
احترام. حاضر حاضر.
الله
أنا
يسعدك
موجود
يا
هنا
رب.
الآن، اليوم موجود عشان أساعد
الله يخليك يا رب، معلش الله بيساعدك، إيش بدنا نسوي؟
يا رب يساعد الجميع. Go ahead, Eros. Go ahead, Eros. What do you want to say?
it just says that in your GoFundMe, you were talking that your brother contracted hepatitis from the living conditions, and your uncle has fallen ill due to contaminated food and water. And I was just wondering if there are any other things that have been going on medically that are a problem for your family.
هو بيسألك إنه أنت أخوك كان بيعاني من الهيباتيتس اللي هو الكبد الوبائي.
صحيح. أنا
وبيسألك إذا كان في إذا كان في مشكلة صحية تانية بيعانوا منها، بده يعرف الشغلة هذه، يعني بده أنت تحكي عنها. إذا في أي
صحيح.
حدا تاني بيعاني من أي مشاكل صحية
معلش يا
تتكلم
عمر، الله يسعدك، بدي بس بدي أحكي إنه أخويا محمد أخويا محمد والصغير ميسرة عانوا من الكبد الوبائي. تقريبا قعدوا أسبوعين هم بيعانوا فيها. بعدين انتقل لعمي رامي، وبعدها في كمان عندنا مرض كتير خطير اللي هو مرض أختي، عندها التهاب في الأمعاء، وهي إلها يومين كتير تعبانة. لأنه المية ملوثة عندنا، بناخدها من عند اللي هي مية ياسين كلها كلور، والأكل مش صحي بالمرة.
Yeah. So she was going to tell you about her family, that 2 of her family was being infected for hepatitis A because of using unhealthy water, unclean water. And her sisters, I guess she أختك قلتي لي أنت اللي عندها مشكلة في الأمعاء.
صحيح والله التهاب
Yeah.
بسبب المياه الملوثة.
Her sister is having a severe inflammation in her intestines because of eating unhealthy food and using unclean water. So they're still suffering from spreading the disease from one to the other. And this is something happening actually for every family here in Gaza. I have already faced this too. I'm living in a house which I might face less diseases, but my brother is infected with hepatitis A too. I had to take my parents to a different place. That way, they don't get infected fast.
معلش يا عمر، بس تضيف إشي صغير، إنه أخويا صغير اللي عمره 5 سنين بيعاني كل يوم تقريبا، كل ليلتين بيعاني من الكوابيس والصرع بسبب الإشي المتغير عليه، بيجيله تشنج لأنه مش متعود على هذه الحياة بالمرة، ولا قادر حتى يتعود عليها. تقريبا كل يوم بعيط من هذا الإشي، بصحى بنص الليل وبصرخ.
Her little brother is suffering from stressing, and he always like see nightmares and feels so stressed. I think he's suffering from epilepsy disease. So that's not helping his situation. He needs like good medication, and he needs more to relax, but this war is not helping him out because of the stressful life that they're living through. في شيء تاني حابة تحكيه يا ديانا؟
لا بس انت حكيت عن اخويا الصغير.
صحيح.
So I wanted to welcome Eve Hurwitz from, I think she's from the Interfaith Temple. I could be wrong. I believe I talked with her. Oh, hi, Eve. How you doing? I believe I talked with her online before. I can't remember if she's been to one of these at all, or we were just talking.
I have not.
Waiting. Okay, cool. Yeah. Eve responded to a message I put up on Facebook promoting this gathering and dialogue and fundraisers between Americans and other nationalities and people inside Gaza. And it was on I believe a Jewish Facebook group that I put this, like Jews against the war or for peace or something along that lines. And I had a number of responses I actually had another woman who was very interested in this, but she felt overwhelmed. So she actually came on and I interviewed her just one-on-one. And she found that it was helpful, but she just thought it would be too much to get on and actually be speaking in a group setting.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. I find that I'm one of the reasons that I was interested in coming is that I'm in a really strange and difficult position because on the one hand, I'm a Jewish interfaith minister. I was a cantorial assistant and worked for synagogues, been very involved in the Jewish community, family in Israel, all of that, and family who is very much on the side of Zionists. And then I myself, I'm very liberal. I'm a pacifist. I am trying to eradicate violence around the world. And my nonprofit is an activist nonprofit, and my nonprofit is very anti-Israel. So I'm very much in the middle, and I really am just looking for the truth, human stories, something that can help people stop being so binary, good, bad, right, wrong, and help to understand that we need to take care of the people and achieve peace however we can. So that's kind of why I'm involved, because I'm really trying to. It's very difficult. I've been called anti-Semitic by my family. I've been called a traitor by the other side. I'm in the middle and nobody's happy about it. And that's the difficulty for me. I'm also an American combat veteran, so you can't scare me away.
Great, thank you, Eve. So we've had 3 refugees so far tell their stories. Omar, who co-hosts this meeting with me every week, he's actually just raised enough money to leave Gaza. So he will be leaving whenever he gets registered and they give him a day to leave. And another person named Anwar, who I did my first story on in March, that was on an online magazine. He actually just crossed over into Egypt a couple of days ago with his son and his wife. And so it took him several months, but he finally did it. Worked really hard to get the money together to do that. And then there was a woman from my second story on the women of Gaza who was 8 months pregnant. And she just passed over about a week and a half ago. Her name is Maze Astal. And she passed over with her husband and 2 children. And since then, she's given birth. So we've had basically 3 really good successes here in getting people out of Egypt. And let's pray for Omar to make sure things are safe for him, because there's no guarantee that he would even make the day. He'll be alive the day he has to go, So although it's a cause for celebration, it is somewhat muted because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. And Emma just put in the chat, Jewish Fast for Gaza is a Facebook group. That's where she found me. And she's been writing some poems on Gaza, and she was there about 30 years ago during the first Intifada, and she hasn't been back since, but she's involved with a lot of, I guess, Jewish pro-Palestinian activists, including a rabbi who recently tried to get deliver food from Israel into Gaza and was stopped. I don't know if you guys heard about that, but there's been several times where various Jewish religious leaders have tried to deliver food to Gaza, North Gaza specifically, where they're starving to death, and they've been stopped. No, there's an anti-Zionist synagogue in Chicago. Sadiq, I don't know how do you say it. I cannot speak Hebrew.
Tzedek, it means justice. It is their mission is anti-Zionist. And it has been for several years now. I mean, they've been around. They're the only anti-Zionist mission synagogue in the United States. And they hold Zoom services every Friday night and Torah study in the morning on Saturdays. And Rabbi Brent Rosen is the rabbi. He was on Democracy Now! Recently, the Ayelet Waldman piece. You can see him in the video with Ayelet Waldman talking to Democracy Now! About the action that they tried to send food at the border. And he's home now, but last week they were there.
That's wonderful. I'm glad you're here and we have another connection to everything that's going on. I believe, still have, I don't know if there's any more refugees who haven't spoken. And then there's a Rabia Karen. I don't know if you can hear us. If you want to unmute and talk to us, you can. If you don't, that's fine. Nobody has to talk here. The meetings, I like to make a comfortable space so we can talk about a serious enough topic like genocide, but people not feel overwhelmed by the emotions that come up, whether it's fear or sadness or anger or grief, whatever it is. I don't want to push people too far. And I kind of made myself go through that in order to get to the stage where I felt comfortable talking to people. Because when I first was talking to people in Gaza, I became friends with them, and they went through a lot of horrible things. In my first article on Anwar, you read that he almost gave up, because he couldn't deal with all the images that he had seen, all the dead bodies and things like that I'm not going to describe here, but he would close his eyes and he couldn't stop seeing him. And luckily, I was able to help him because he's a wonderful guy. He spent the past, or for one period, I remember he spent 3 days without sleeping, just working on his campaign, trying to fundraise. And we had a wonderful friendship, and I feel really encouraged by the way that he acted and the way that he was able to persevere things to where he's now in Egypt. In my story about him, you'll read at the very end, I got accepted by a really good magazine, and we were about to go to print, and he asked Anwar for basically some type of proof about somebody being dead, and Anwar just flipped out, after, because of all the things he suffered, that someone would even ask that. And he was enraged. And so we've been talking about his aunt's family who had been killed. And he sent me a video of his cousin discovering her mother dead, or his mother dead. And it was really shocking and heartbreaking, and it's something that I didn't have to watch, but I made myself watch it because I felt like that I should put myself in their shoes as much as possible so I can understand how they react to different things. Because, for me, I thought, well, I'll just talk to the guy at the magazine and get him to apologize and things would be okay. And Anwar would not hear about that. So I watched the video so I could understand and emphasize with what's going on, so people can, I could go through it and help other people if they face the same type of emotions. Because after that happened, I spent about 48 hours where I was like sick to my stomach, and I had a lot of anxiety and fear and just trauma, and I just sat through it until it went. And then a few weeks after that, I remember I had a bad dream, a nightmare about amputee children. And I remember I woke up and I felt afraid. And usually when I have a nightmare like that, they rarely happen, but I sometimes can't go back to bed for the whole night. And I was able to get myself calmed down and go to sleep. And the next day I woke up and it took me a few minutes to just accept the dream that I had, because it's based in reality. Obviously, it's a reality that many people live, but normally I would go through a series of days or weeks being afraid to go to sleep at night because of a nightmare. And I wasn't afraid. I was able to move through it and, accept that these are things that happen. And we probably all have an ancestor who's been through something like this in, the past 10,000 years somewhere. All of us were ancestors were members of ethnic groups who, were victims of some type of genocide, war, or whatever it is. There were all kinds of traumas that have always happened to our ancestors. So we're all part of this human family that goes through these things, and there's no reason to be afraid of it and to not face it. When we're ready, we can really move through that. Oh, thank you, Emma. I just saw your message about sharing on social media. That's awesome. I know, I don't know if you have my website. If you don't, I will put it in the chat. So if you go to that website, it has all the posts are chronological in order. And the very first one has links to this Zoom meeting, and it also has links to some of the fundraisers, and it just gives you some more information on what's coming up. And then if you scroll down below that, you'll see my articles on Gaza. But posting all that and a link to my website, and specifically because all the new stuff on it is focused on Gaza, will be helpful, just as a place where people can go to find out different types of information. And I modify that post as time goes on to add new GoFundMes or to change a web address from one thing or another, whatever's appropriate. And also to report that we've helped people evacuate. So there's good news on there as well. Well, we can't hear you. I think you're muted, Emma.
No, actually, I'm not. I'm just quiet. Thank you very much, Eros, and thank you to everyone who spoke and shared their stories. And I will do what I can to share as much as possible and get some attention and see what I can get into the world to help. And of course, I have also sent money, and so I hope it helps. And may you all be safe. May you all find peace and safety as soon as possible. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. That's so kind. I recommend sometimes when people feel overwhelmed by so many people asking for money, just divide up whatever you can afford to give and divide it up by how many people there are, So if it's 3 people and you have $30, it's $10 for each person, or whatever it is.
There is this Facebook effort called Jewish Fast for Gaza, and what it does is it asks Jews to fast every Sunday and to send the money for the food that they would have eaten to help refugees. And so there is a movement of people who are trying to do that, and so that's what I have been part of as well.
Thank you, Emma. So yeah, I think so. It's 1:00, so we've been here an hour, and I can open it up for anybody who really wants to discuss any topic. If someone would like me to stop recording, I can do that as well, because we don't have to have all your views, or if they're really personal things that you want to talk about, I can stop the recording, because we will be putting this up on YouTube at some point. And there'll be links to that in the post on my website, that first post. So if people want to see what the what the meetings look like, you know, if they can't make it on Sundays at noon. And they'll also have, of course, the GoFundMe links there too, so people can donate retroactively. Okay, so Omar suggested to stop recording. That's what I'm going to do. So before I stop, I just want to say thank you to everybody who showed up. The refugees, you're all extremely courageous, and everybody from the outside and in our world, I want to thank you for being courageous to show up to speak out about what's going on, because it's pretty horrible. So thank you.